Trevor George Smith Jr., the boy who would later become the larger-than-life Busta Rhymes, was born on May 20th, 1972, in the bustling borough of Brooklyn, New York. Raised by Jamaican immigrant parents, his upbringing was deeply rooted in the rich cultural traditions of his heritage. From an early age, Trevor was surrounded by the sounds of reggae, dancehall, and the vibrant beats that pulsed through his neighborhood. Music was more than just a background noise, it was the heartbeat of his community and the rhythm of his life. As a young boy, Trevor was full of energy, with a personality as loud and expressive as the music that inspired him. His family moved to Long Island, where he spent his formative years, a place that would later become a critical backdrop to his musical journey. Despite the move, the influence of Brooklyn's diverse cultural landscape never left him. He was immersed in a melting pot of musical genres from hip-hop to reggae, all of which played a significant role in shaping his future sound. Growing up in the 1980s, hip-hop was exploding onto the scene, and young Trevor was captivated by the movement. Artists like LL Cool J, Rakim, and Public Enemy were not just entertainers, they were revolutionaries, using their lyrics to express the struggles and aspirations of the African-American community. For Trevor, these artists were more than just voices on the radio, they were heroes. He admired their ability to blend rhythm with social commentary, and he dreamed of one day making his own mark on the world through music. But Trevor's early years weren't just about listening to music, he was already beginning to find his voice. In high school, he became known for his quick wit and even quicker tongue, traits that would later define his rap style. It was at Uniondale High School that he met the friends who would join him on his first foray into the world of hip-hop: Charlie Brown, Dinko D, and Cut Monitor Milo. Together, they formed the group Leaders of the New School, a name that would soon resonate throughout the hip-hop community. The group started off performing at local events, showcasing their unique blend of energetic performances and lyrical creativity. It wasn't long before their talent caught the attention of the right people. In 1990, Leaders of the New School landed a deal with Elektra Records, a major milestone for the young group. Trevor, who by then had adopted the stage name Busta Rhymes, a moniker given to him by the legendary Chuck D of Public Enemy, was on the brink of something big. Busta Rhymes was more than just a stage name, it was a persona. Inspired by the former NFL wide receiver George Busta Rhymes, the name encapsulated Trevor's explosive energy and his larger-than-life presence. As Busta Rhymes, he wasn't just another rapper in a group, he was a force of nature, commanding attention with his rapid-fire delivery and animated style. Leaders of the New School quickly made a name for themselves in the hip-hop world. Their debut album, A Future Without a Past, released in 1991, was a critical success. It was a refreshing blend of old-school hip-hop and new-school energy, filled with upbeat tracks that highlighted the group's youthful exuberance. Busta's dynamic presence on tracks like Case of the PTA and Sob Story set him apart from the rest of the group, hinting at the solo success that would eventually come his way. Despite their early success, it wasn't all smooth sailing for Leaders of the New School. As the group's popularity grew, so did the tension between its members. Creative differences began to surface, particularly as Busta's star started to shine brighter. His flamboyant style and magnetic personality often overshadowed the other members, creating friction within the group. The seeds of discord were sown, and it was only a matter of time before things would come to a head. But even as these internal conflicts brewed, Busta Rhymes remained focused on his craft. His hunger for success and his drive to innovate kept him pushing forward. The experiences of these early years, the highs of success and the lows of internal strife, would lay the foundation for his future solo career. Through it all, Busta Rhymes was evolving, both as an artist and as a person, setting the stage for the legendary career that was yet to come. As the early 1990s continued to unfold, Leaders of the New School lawns found themselves riding the waves of success that came with their debut album, A Future Without a Past. The album wasn't just a collection of songs, it was a manifesto of youthful energy and innovation in hip-hop, capturing the spirit of a new generation. The group's playful yet socially conscious lyrics, combined with their high-energy performances, made them standouts in a crowded field of emerging artists. And at the forefront of this success was Busta Rhymes, whose unique style and charismatic presence began to draw more and more attention. The success of A Future Without a Past led to increased visibility for Lawns, including appearances on popular TV shows and tours with some of the biggest names in hip-hop. However, with the rise in fame came new challenges. The dynamics within the group began to shift, and what had once been a tight-knit circle of friends started to unravel. The internal tensions that had been simmering below the surface became more pronounced, largely due to Busta Rhymes' growing popularity. While the group had initially presented a united front, it was becoming clear that Busta was emerging as a star attraction, and this didn't sit well with all members. The group's follow-up album, Time, The Inner Mind's Eye, released in 1993, reflected some of these tensions. While the album received praise for its creativity and innovation, it didn't achieve the same level of commercial success as their debut. The sophomore slump, coupled with the internal strife, pushed the group further apart. The creative differences that had been bubbling up during the making of their second album reached a boiling point. Disagreements over musical direction, along with Busta's growing desire to explore his own artistic path, led to increasingly strained relationships within the group. The breaking point came during a live performance when an onstage altercation between Busta Rhymes and Charlie Brown, another member of Lons, made it clear that the group's days were numbered. This public display of discord shocked fans and marked the beginning of the end for leaders of the new school. Shortly after, the group disbanded, with each member deciding to pursue their own path in the music industry. For Busta Rhymes, the dissolution of Lons was both a challenging and liberating moment. On one hand, he was leaving behind the group that had given him his start in the industry. On the other, it was an opportunity to fully embrace his potential as a solo artist. The music industry was buzzing with anticipation about what Busta would do next. His energetic performances, distinctive voice, and knack for crafting memorable verses had already made him a standout figure. Now, without the constraints of a group, he was ready to unleash his full creative potential. Busta's solo journey began in earnest with his feature on a Tribe Called Quest track Scenario, one of the most iconic posse cuts in hip-hop history. His verse on Scenario was a breakout moment, showcasing his rapid-fire flow and explosive energy, which instantly captured the attention of both fans and industry insiders. The verse not only cemented his reputation as a lyrical powerhouse, but also signaled his readiness to take center stage as a solo artist. In the years that followed, Busta worked tirelessly to establish himself as a solo act. He featured on numerous tracks with other artists, each time leaving a lasting impression with his animated delivery and creative wordplay. These collaborations helped to build his reputation, setting the stage for the release of his debut solo album. In 1996, Busta Rhymes released The Coming, his much-anticipated debut album. The album was a critical and commercial success, catapulting him into the upper echelons of hip-hop stardom. The lead single, Woo Ha, Got You All in Check, was a smash hit, earning Busta his first Grammy nomination and solidifying his status as one of the most exciting new voices in hip-hop. The song's catchy hook, coupled with Busta's trademark rapid-fire delivery and high-energy performance, made it an instant classic. The Coming was more than just an album, it was a declaration of Busta's arrival as a solo artist. It showcased his ability to blend raw energy with complex lyrical structures, all while maintaining a unique and consistent sound. The album's success proved that Busta Rhymes was more than just a former member of leaders of the new school. He was a force to be reckoned with in his own right. The release of The Coming marked the beginning of a new chapter in Busta Rhymes' career. He had successfully transitioned from a group member to a solo superstar, a feat that many artists struggle to achieve. But for Busta, this was just the start. The journey that had begun in the streets of Brooklyn, shaped by the sounds of his Jamaican heritage and the vibrant energy of the hip-hop culture surrounding him, was now taking him to new heights. With the success of his debut album, Busta Rhymes was poised to take the music industry by storm, and the world was ready to see what he would do next. As Busta Rhymes moved forward, he carried with him the lessons learned from his time with leaders of the new school. The challenges he faced and the tensions that ultimately led to the group's breakup had only strengthened his resolve. Now, with a successful solo album under his belt, Busta Rhymes was ready to continue his ascent, shaping the future of hip-hop with his distinctive style and unmatched energy. With the success of The Coming firmly establishing Busta Rhymes as a solo powerhouse, the mid-1990s marked the beginning of a golden era in his career. Busta's unique style, which blended rapid-fire lyricism with an almost theatrical delivery, set him apart from his peers. He was not just rapping, he was performing, turning each verse into a spectacle that demanded attention. His ability to bring a song to life with his dynamic energy and distinct voice made him one of the most exciting artists in hip-hop. Busta didn't waste any time building on the momentum of his debut. In 1997, he released his second album, When Disaster Strikes, which solidified his place at the top of the hip-hop hierarchy. The album was a commercial success, debuting at number 3 on the Billboard 200 and eventually going platinum. It was clear that Busta had hit his stride and the world was taking notice. When Disaster Strikes was more than just an album. It was a testament to Busta's ability to evolve as an artist while staying true to his roots. The album featured a mix of hard-hitting tracks and introspective songs, showcasing Busta's versatility. The lead single, Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See, became an instant classic. The song's infectious beat, combined with Busta's laid-back yet intense delivery, made it a staple of the late 1990s hip-hop scene. The accompanying music video, with its elaborate and surreal visuals, further cemented Busta's reputation as a creative force who was unafraid to push boundaries. The success of When Disaster Strikes wasn't just about numbers. It was about the cultural impact Busta Rhymes was having on the genre. His ability to craft hits that were both commercially viable and artistically innovative set him apart from many of his contemporaries. Busta was carving out a niche for himself as an artist who could bridge the gap between mainstream success and underground credibility. He was a chameleon capable of adapting to different styles and trends while maintaining a sound that was unmistakably his own. As Busta Star continued to rise, so did his influence on the hip-hop community. He became known for his distinctive flow, characterized by its speed, complexity, and rhythmic precision. This style, which had its roots in his early years, became a defining feature of his music. But it wasn't just his technical skills that set him apart. It was his ability to inject personality into every line. Whether he was delivering a hard-hitting verse or a more playful rhyme, Busta's charisma shone through, making him one of the most engaging performers in the industry. In 1998, Busta released his third studio album, ELE, Extinction Level Event: The Final World Front, which further solidified his status as a hip-hop icon. The album, which featured the hit single Gimme Some More, showcased Busta's ability to create music that was both innovative and accessible. Gimme Some More was a perfect example of Busta's unique approach to hip-hop. The track's fast-paced delivery, combined with its eerie sample from the theme song of Psycho, made it an instant hit. The song's music video, with its frenetic energy and Busta's larger-than-life persona, became a defining image of late 90s hip-hop. ELE wasn't just another album. It was a concept album that reflected Busta's fascination with themes of destruction and rebirth. The apocalyptic imagery in the album's artwork and lyrics added a layer of depth to the music, showing that Busta was more than just a party rapper. He was an artist with a vision. The album's success, both critically and commercially, proved that Busta Rhymes was here to stay. During this period, Busta also became known for his electrifying live performances. His concerts were more than just shows. They were events filled with energy, creativity, and a level of showmanship that was rare in the industry. Whether he was performing at a small venue or a large stadium, Busta brought the same intensity to every performance, leaving audiences in awe of his talent. His ability to connect with his fans, combined with his stage presence, made him one of the most sought-after live acts in hip-hop. As the 1990s came to a close, Busta Rhymes was at the peak of his career. He had successfully transitioned from being part of a group to becoming one of the most recognizable solo artists in the world. His music was everywhere from radio stations to clubs, and his influence was undeniable. Busta had not only managed to carve out a place for himself in the competitive world of hip-hop, but he had also become a trendsetter, pushing the genre in new directions with his innovative approach. But Busta's success wasn't just about his music. It was about his entire persona. He had created a brand that was synonymous with high energy, creativity, and a fearless approach to artistry. His music videos were as much a part of his appeal as his songs, with their vivid imagery and imaginative concepts setting new standards for the genre. Busta Rhymes wasn't just making music. He was creating a world that his fans could step into, a world where anything was possible and where the only limits were those of his own imagination. With multiple platinum albums, hit singles, and a growing fan base, Busta Rhymes had achieved what many artists only dream of. He had become a household name, a figure who was as respected for his talent as he was for his innovation. But even at the height of his success, Busta Rhymes wasn't content to rest on his laurels. He was constantly looking for new ways to challenge himself, to push the boundaries of what hip-hop could be. The next chapter of his career would see him continue to evolve as an artist, leaving an indelible mark on the music industry and solidifying his legacy as one of hip-hop's greatest icons. As Busta Rhymes continued to dominate the hip-hop scene in the late 1990s and early 2000s, his influence extended beyond his solo work. He became one of the most sought-after collaborators in the industry, bringing his unique energy and style to tracks with a wide range of artists. Whether it was lending his rapid-fire flow to a pop hit or joining forces with fellow hip-hop legends, Busta's collaborations became some of the most memorable moments in music during this era. One of Busta's most iconic collaborations came in 1999 when he teamed up with Janet Jackson for the single What's It Gonna Be. The song, with its smooth production and sultry vocals, was a departure from Busta's typically hard-hitting style. Yet he seamlessly adapted, showcasing his versatility as an artist. The track became a massive hit, peaking at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and earning widespread acclaim. The accompanying music video, directed by Hype Williams, was a visual masterpiece, featuring futuristic and avant-garde imagery that pushed the boundaries of what a hip-hop video could be. The collaboration not only highlighted Busta's ability to cross genres, but also solidified his status as a mainstream superstar. Busta's collaborations weren't limited to pop stars. He also worked with some of the biggest names in hip-hop, creating tracks that have since become classics. In 2002, he joined forces with Mariah Carey in the Flip Mode Squad for the hit single I Know What You Want. The song, with its smooth, melodic hook and laid-back vibe, showcased a different side of Busta. Instead of his usual high-energy delivery, he opted for a more subdued, yet equally impactful performance. The track was a commercial success, further proving Busta's ability to adapt to different musical styles and his knack for creating hits across genres. But it wasn't just about creating hit singles. Busta Rhymes was also deeply involved in shaping the sound and direction of hip-hop during this period. His influence could be felt in the work of many artists who came up during the late 90s and early 2000s. As a mentor and collaborator, Busta played a key role in nurturing the careers of emerging talents, helping to guide and shape the next generation of hip-hop artists. His work with Missy Elliott, for example, helped to define the sound of the era, blending innovative production with boundary-pushing visuals. Busta's influence also extended beyond the studio. He was known for his electrifying performances, not just at concerts, but also in his music videos. During the late 90s and early 2000s, Busta's music videos became legendary for their creativity and innovation. Working with top directors like Hype Williams, Busta helped to redefine the visual language of hip-hop. His videos were not just promotional tools, they were artistic statements, full of imaginative concepts and cutting-edge special effects. Whether he was transforming into different characters, as seen in the video for Gimme Some More, or creating futuristic worlds, Busta's videos set new standards for the genre. Beyond his work in music, Busta Rhymes also began to explore opportunities in acting and business during this time. His larger-than-life personality and charismatic presence made him a natural fit for the screen. Busta appeared in several films, including Higher Learning 1995, Shaft 2000, and Halloween Resurrection 2002, showcasing his range as an actor. These roles allowed him to reach new audiences, further expanding his influence and solidifying his place as a multi-talented entertainer. In addition to his acting career, Busta was also an astute businessman. He founded his own record label, Flip Mode Records, which became home to the Flip Mode Squad, a collective of artists that included Rod Digga, Spliff Star, and Lord Have Mercy. Under Busta's leadership, the Flip Mode Squad released their debut album, The Imperial, in 1998. The album, which featured production from some of the hottest names in hip-hop at the time, received positive reviews and showcased the talents of the group. Busta's ability to manage a successful label while maintaining his own career was a testament to his work ethic and vision for the future of hip-hop. However, Busta's journey was not without its challenges. The music industry was changing rapidly, with new trends and sounds emerging that threatened to overshadow the style that had made him famous. The rise of Southern hip-hop, with its slower tempos and heavy bass, contrasted sharply with Busta's rapid-fire delivery and high-energy beats. Additionally, the early 2000s saw a shift towards a more polished, commercial sound, which some critics felt clashed with Busta's raw, unfiltered approach. Despite these challenges, Busta Rhymes remained a relevant and influential figure in hip-hop. He continued to evolve as an artist, adapting to the changing landscape of the music industry while staying true to his roots. His collaborations during this period, including tracks with artists like Eminem, Nas, and DMX, demonstrated his ability to stay at the forefront of the genre, even as the sound of hip-hop continued to evolve. As the 2000s progressed, Busta's influence on hip-hop culture only grew. He was no longer just a rapper, he was a cultural icon, a symbol of creativity, innovation, and resilience. His ability to remain relevant in an industry known for its fickle nature was a testament to his talent and his unrelenting drive to push the boundaries of what hip-hop could be. By the time Busta Rhymes entered the 2010s, he had already cemented his place as one of hip-hop's greatest icons. His collaborations with artists across genres, his innovative approach to music and visuals, and his influence on the next generation of artists ensured that his legacy would endure. But even as he reached the peak of his career, Busta Rhymes was not content to rest on his laurels. He continued to seek out new challenges, both in music and beyond, determined to leave an even greater mark on the world of hip-hop. As Busta Rhymes moved into the 2010s, he found himself at a pivotal point in his career. The hip-hop landscape had changed dramatically since his debut, with new artists and sounds dominating the airwaves. Yet Busta remained a relevant and respected figure in the industry, known for his ability to adapt and reinvent himself while staying true to the essence of his artistry. This period of his life was marked by both personal challenges and professional growth, as Busta navigated the complexities of maintaining a legacy while continuing to push his creative boundaries. The early 2010s saw Busta Rhymes continuing to make music that resonated with both old fans and new listeners. In 2011, he signed with Cash Money Records, a move that surprised many in the industry. This partnership led to the release of his ninth studio album, Year of the Dragon, in 2012. The album, which was released for free via Google Play, demonstrated Busta's willingness to embrace new distribution methods and reach audiences in innovative ways. While Year of the Dragon didn't achieve the commercial success of his earlier albums, it was a testament to Busta's commitment to his craft and his desire to remain a relevant force in hip-hop. However, this period of Busta's life wasn't without its struggles. The fast-paced lifestyle that had defined much of his career began to take its toll on his health. Years of relentless touring, recording, and performing, coupled with the pressures of fame, started to catch up with him. In 2014, Busta faced a major health scare when he was diagnosed with polyps in his throat, a condition that threatened his ability to perform. For an artist whose career was built on his powerful voice and energetic delivery, this diagnosis was a sobering reminder of his own mortality. Faced with the possibility of losing his voice, Busta underwent surgery to remove the polyps. The experience was a wake-up call, prompting him to make significant changes to his lifestyle. He adopted a healthier diet, began working out regularly, and focused on improving his overall well-being. This period of personal growth was reflected in his music, which began to take on a more introspective tone. Busta's later work explored themes of resilience, perseverance, and the importance of self-care, offering listeners a glimpse into the struggles he faced offstage. In 2018, Busta Rhymes made a triumphant return to the music scene with the release of his highly anticipated album, Extinction Level Event 2, The Wrath of God. The album, a sequel to his 1998 classic, was a powerful statement of Busta's enduring relevance in hip-hop. ELE 2 featured collaborations with some of the biggest names in the industry, including Kendrick Lamar, Anderson .Paak, and Mariah Carey, bridging the gap between the old school and the new. The album was met with critical acclaim, with many praising Busta for his ability to maintain his signature style while also evolving with the times. ELE 2 wasn't just a return to form for Busta Rhymes, it was a reflection of his journey over the past 2 decades. The album's themes of destruction and rebirth mirrored Busta's own experiences, from his early days in hip-hop to his battles with health issues and personal challenges. The project was a reminder of Busta's resilience and his ability to rise above adversity, qualities that had defined his career from the beginning. As Busta Rhymes continued to navigate the challenges of the music industry, he also took on a new role as a mentor and elder statesman of hip-hop. He began to work more closely with younger artists, sharing his knowledge and experience with the next generation. Busta's influence could be seen in the work of many contemporary rappers, who drew inspiration from his innovative approach to music and his fearless creativity. Whether through collaborations or behind-the-scenes guidance, Busta's impact on the industry extended far beyond his own music. In addition to his mentoring efforts, Busta also became more vocal about social and political issues, using his platform to advocate for change. He spoke out against racial injustice, police brutality, and the need for unity within the hip-hop community. Busta's activism was a natural extension of his music, which had always addressed societal issues and the struggles faced by the African American community. His willingness to speak out on these topics further solidified his legacy as not just an entertainer but also a leader and a voice for his generation. As Busta Rhymes entered his late 40s, he began to reflect more on his legacy and the impact he wanted to leave behind. While he continued to create music and perform, he also started to think about his contributions to hip-hop as a whole. Busta's career had spanned multiple decades, and he had witnessed firsthand the evolution of the genre. From the early days of East Coast rap to the rise of Southern hip-hop and beyond, Busta had remained a constant presence, adapting to the changes while staying true to his roots. This period of reflection led Busta to explore new avenues for his creativity. He began working on a documentary that chronicled his life and career, offering fans an intimate look at his journey from Brooklyn to global stardom. The documentary, which featured interviews with friends, family, and fellow artists, provided a deeper understanding of the man behind the music. It was an opportunity for Busta to tell his story in his own words, sharing the highs and lows of his career, as well as the lessons he had learned along the way. Busta's later years were also marked by a renewed focus on his spirituality. Raised in a religious household, Busta had always maintained a strong connection to his faith. As he grew older, this connection deepened, and he began to incorporate more spiritual themes into his music. His lyrics reflected a sense of gratitude for his life and career, as well as a desire to give back to the community that had supported him throughout his journey. By the time Busta Rhymes entered his 50s, he had achieved a level of success and respect that few artists in hip-hop could match. He had not only survived the ups and downs of the music industry, but had thrived, leaving an indelible mark on the genre. His influence could be seen in the work of countless artists who had followed in his footsteps, and his legacy was secure as one of the most innovative and influential figures in hip-hop history. But even as Busta reflected on his past, he remained focused on the future. He continued to explore new creative projects, whether in music, film, or other ventures. For Busta Rhymes, the journey was never over. He was constantly evolving, always looking for new ways to express himself and connect with his audience. And as he moved forward, he carried with him the lessons of a lifetime, using his experiences to inspire and uplift others. As Busta Rhymes entered the later stages of his career, his influence on the world of hip-hop and beyond became increasingly evident. His ability to stay relevant across multiple decades in an industry known for its rapid shifts and trends was a testament to his talent, work ethic, and adaptability. By the 2020s, Busta was no longer just a rapper or performer. He had become a cultural icon whose impact extended far beyond music. Busta Rhymes' legacy can be seen in the countless artists who cite him as an inspiration. His rapid-fire delivery, larger-than-life persona, and innovative approach to music videos have left an indelible mark on hip-hop. Artists like Kendrick Lamar, Missy Elliott, and Lil Wayne, among others, have all spoken about the influence Busta had on their own work. His willingness to take risks, both musically and visually, set a new standard in hip-hop, encouraging artists to push the boundaries of what the genre could be. One of the most enduring aspects of Busta's legacy is his ability to bridge the gap between different generations of hip-hop. He was a key figure during the golden age of hip-hop in the 1990s, but his influence didn't wane as the genre evolved. Instead, Busta adapted, collaborating with younger artists and incorporating new sounds into his music. This ability to remain relevant while staying true to his roots ensured that his music continued to resonate with both longtime fans and new listeners alike. Busta's collaborations during this period were particularly significant. He worked with a wide range of artists, from veterans like Nas and Q-Tip to newer stars like Anderson .Paak and J. Cole. These collaborations not only showcased Busta's versatility, but also highlighted his commitment to nurturing the next generation of hip-hop talent. Busta was not just a peer to these younger artists, he was a mentor, offering guidance and support as they navigated the challenges of the music industry. In addition to his musical influence, Busta Rhymes also left a lasting impact on the visual aspects of hip-hop. His music videos, known for their creativity and innovation, continue to be celebrated as some of the best in the genre. Videos like Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See and Gimme Some More are still referenced as examples of how music videos can be used as a powerful storytelling medium. Busta's work in this area helped to elevate the importance of visuals in hip-hop, inspiring future generations of artists and directors to explore new ways of expressing themselves. Busta's influence wasn't limited to the United States. His music and persona resonated with audiences around the world, making him a global ambassador for hip-hop. His tours took him to countries across Europe, Asia, Africa, and beyond, where he connected with fans who admired his energy, style, and lyrical prowess. Busta's ability to transcend cultural and linguistic barriers is a key part of his legacy, demonstrating the universal appeal of hip-hop as a genre and art form. As Busta Rhymes looked back on his career, he was aware of the impact he had made, but he was also focused on the future. He continued to release new music, explore creative projects, and engage with his fans. For Busta, the journey was always about more than just personal success. It was about contributing to the culture and leaving something meaningful behind. He viewed his work as part of a larger movement within hip-hop, one that sought to uplift and inspire, even in the face of adversity. Busta's contributions to the community were also a significant part of his legacy. Throughout his career, he remained connected to his roots, giving back to the neighborhoods that had shaped him. Whether through charity work, mentorship programs, or simply using his platform to speak out on important issues, Busta was committed to making a positive impact. His activism, particularly around issues of racial justice and inequality, resonated deeply with fans and fellow artists alike. Busta used his voice not just to entertain, but to advocate for change, ensuring that his legacy would be one of both artistic innovation and social impact. In the years leading up to his 50th birthday, Busta Rhymes reflected on the arc of his life and career. From his early days in Brooklyn, shaped by the sounds of his Jamaican heritage, to his rise to fame with leaders of the new school, and his evolution into a solo artist and cultural icon, Busta's journey had been anything but ordinary. He had faced challenges, from the pressures of fame to personal health struggles, but each time he had emerged stronger, more determined, and more focused on his goals. Busta's story is one of resilience, creativity, and relentless drive. It's a story that has inspired countless fans and artists, and one that will continue to resonate for years to come. As he looked to the future, Busta remained as passionate as ever about his music and his role in the culture. He continued to work on new projects, collaborate with emerging artists, and explore new ways to connect with his audience. But perhaps most importantly, Busta Rhymes' legacy is one of authenticity. Throughout his career, he remained true to himself, never compromising his vision or his values. He was an artist who wasn't afraid to take risks, to innovate, and to challenge the status quo. And in doing so, he left an indelible mark on the world of hip-hop, ensuring that his name would be remembered as one of the greatest to ever do it. As the final beats of Busta Rhymes' career continue to play out, it's clear that his influence will be felt for generations to come. His music, his style, and his contributions to the culture have earned him a place in the pantheon of hip-hop legends. And while his journey may be far from over, the legacy of Busta Rhymes is already secure, a testament to the power of creativity, perseverance, and the enduring spirit of hip-hop.